TheorySabers.com.
Well, I put in as many hours as I could into Star Wars Outlaws, even stopping a whole bunch of times before going back to it to say, why don't I give it another shot? Mainly to hang out with the community and just kind of get a consensus on this game overall and really play it through, because I am a real believer in, if you're going to critique something or give a review on something, you have to at least watch it or play it in entirety to really know what you're talking about and not just be a influenced person that is just hating on something or loving something blindly. And so I really try to do my due diligence to really watch something all the way through and then give my take on it and give my opinion. And I did my best with Outlaws. I really did. As you can see, there's so many streams that I did that are popping up on the screen right now, and you can see the hours that I put into this game. And while I had a great time with the community, that's just hanging out with the subscribers, the game overall was probably one of the worst games I've ever played in my life. Let's start at the very beginning. Okay, the game is 3 days early as like a early access pass. It was $160 Canadian, which I thought was, okay, you get to play early, you get to make content about it and hang out with your friends, like subscribers and whatever. So the justification is there. Sweet. It's a new Star Wars game. I'm thinking it's going to be hot, whatever. I wasn't too excited about it anyways, but I went into it with kind of no expectations and to just see what it's all about. $160 later, the game has so many bugs right off the bat. Not only am I clipping through walls and floors, and they caught me. I'm sorry, master. Not again. Get out of here. There we go. Yay. What? What the fuck, man? Nice. $160. But the AI of the actual enemies are probably negative IQ. Like, I think they're like they're not even NPCs. They're like brain dead PCs. I don't even know what to call them because, well, just check this out. Hello. Hello. I'm gonna kick your ass now. Hi. Hey. I am... freaking dumbest AI I've ever seen. Oh, God. So overall, this game for me, it was a ton of cut and paste. So when I was a kid, my parents put me into a computer school and we learned a ton of different things at this school for years. I ended up kind of excelling and then they hired me to teach at the age of 11, and I was full-on teaching courses at this computer camp school to adults, which was great. One of the courses they really taught us on was gaming and developing games. And this was back in the 90s. So you can imagine like a kind of like a workshop for games, especially at that level for beginners, was like, very beginner level, like Zelda kind of thing or whatever. I believe what they did with this game was they created a whole bunch of assets and programmed them to function. Like the door, the vent opening, climbing on the walls, climbing on the grates, the ladders, and responses to different sort of interactions within the world. And they did not make any different changes whatsoever at all. The only things that they did was that they changed the skin and look of everything. Otherwise, every level is pretty much the same. Every level operates the same. It has the same sort of feel, where it just maybe has a little bit of a different skin or lighting or shading, but it's essentially just plug and play, like copy paste. They literally copy pasted everything in every different level from the level before it. And I think it is like the most lazy made game I have ever come across. How this was $300 million or whatever, $300 million blows my mind as well. But when you have the Acolyte costing just about $300 million, yeah, it's really no surprise at this point with them. So the game overall is you're kind of like a bounty hunter named Kay Vess, and you have to get in with different cartels, different crime syndicates. You can be in with the Hutts, the Pike syndicates, the Crimson Dawn, whatever, so on and so forth. Through it all, it's literally every level is the same thing, where you have an objective to get some information or something from a computer or get a key or whatever it might be from one of these crime syndicates. And you have to crawl your way through. It's all stealth, and retrieve the objective and then crawl your way back. Try not to get caught or seen, and then bring it back to whoever whoever hired you. And you do this enough times and you eventually get in with different crime syndicates, and that like ups your level of status with them, so you can get into like their areas that are more confidential, or group members or clan members or whatever it is that are allowed in there. And this sort of opens up other tasks within the game, but the tasks are literally the same. Like, it's the exact same thing all the way through. And in order to get from one place to another, if you're not within the same freaking little city that's like super confined, then you're essentially using a speeder bike that you have to upgrade like crazy throughout the whole game. And the upgrades really aren't that special at all. To go from probably 1 mile an hour to maybe 5 miles an hour at most with a boost, maybe you're getting up to like 7 to 10 miles an hour while you're traveling on this thing. And it's really underwhelming. Like, it just does not feel like a thrill at all when you're on the speeder bike, which it should, or when you're playing the game. You can upgrade your blasters, but that also takes a lot of time. You got to like find different components and stuff, and that in its of itself is super annoying, so annoying and basic and redundant that the devs actually had a turn off option to bypass the ridiculousness of searching through crate boxes, which is literally the same copy paste bullshit that they had throughout the whole game, where you take a lockpick and you have to decipher the code. You got to hit the right trigger at those time intervals. Deet, deet, deet. And then you get to open the crate. Sounds fun. Maybe the first, 40 times you do it, and then the other 10,000 times you have to do it every time you want to open something. It's really annoying and really redundant and just not clever or anything at all. Like Skyrim, for example, I felt like that was at least very skill-based. Like, there was a lot. Every lock was kind of different, and there were so many variables to it. It wasn't just like, deet, 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 deet. Not even that. There's like 3 beeps, and then you have to figure it out. The game is extremely basic. It was something that was put together half-assedly, I feel like. There were probably so many problems that made this thing cost $300 million. The graphics, I'm pretty sure my PS3 had the same graphics. I didn't even have a PS3, so my GameCube had the same graphics as this, if not maybe even a little bit better. And I'm running this on a PC that is maxed out, next level PC. So there's no reason why the game should look as shitty as it does. And whether it's on console or PC, you see how the graphics are just unbelievably not of our time. They are like maybe 10 years ago at earliest. So I think the game, maybe they had some intention to create some sort of a open world game, and they really advertised it as such. But as a Star Wars game, it did not sell. It did not feel like it sold to me. It did not feel like a Star Wars game. It felt like you are a chick bounty hunter on, not even a bounty hunter, like a scoundrel that's just doing these menial jobs from henchmen and different cartel bosses that are telling you to go and retrieve this object, and then you have to stealth your way back. By stealth your way back, I literally mean you like crouch and hide your way back, but through the same copy pasted environments as every other freaking level. So whether you're trying to like jump on a pole and then jump to another pole and then climb a little bit and then crouch, or go through an air vent and crouch through that and you get like a Doom perspective, and then you get out of the air vent, wait till the guy goes past, and then you get out again. So boring, so redundant, not fun. Very, very, very boring. Then the other thing was the NPC characters. I mean, you could literally crouch next to one and they wouldn't even notice that you're there. You could literally, in a blaster fire of frenzy against 10 other stormtroopers and officers and Imperials, you could literally run your way through there and just haymaker, beat the shit out of everybody, and then you'll be fine. Use a couple stim packs and you're good. I mean, yeah, that's fun and all, but it's really not. All of that combined, I really didn't like the game. I thought it was a super big waste of time, waste of money on my end, and also for Disney, who hired Ubisoft. I don't know who's to blame here. I don't know if Ubisoft has the poor vision. I don't know if they cut corners on things. I don't know if Disney just wanted to rush this thing out and Ubisoft's like, it's not ready. And they're like, get it out because we need our quarterly earnings. I have no idea. You got to be on the inside to know that kind of shit. But also Vader's voice, I didn't even make it to that part. I really tried. I tried for over a month now to make it to that part, and I just don't care anymore to play the game. I just wanted to hang out with you guys. But beyond that, it was a snooze fest of a game. Vader's voice was absolutely abhorrent. It was just not like Jedi Survivor or Jedi Fallen Order, where Respawn did a fantastic job at actually giving a crap about the game and caring about the game. Whereas this one was the same voice actor, apparently, from what you guys were saying, the same voice actor, but the finishing was completely different. 2 studios, you can see how it's so different. And Vader's voice, these things matter, man. It's Darth Vader. It's his voice. James Earl Jones made a living out of his voice. Sure, on screen too, but his voice, Mufasa, Darth Vader, This is what he is most known for. And I feel like you have to nail that. Especially when you have access to the studio, you have access to James Earl Jones's AI voice that he gave you permission for. What is this? You know, like sure, this is the voice actor, but it's the same voice actor from Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor, which was phenomenal because they did the post-editing properly. Right? The post-processing, the sound engineering of Vader's voice was done great. It wasn't done great in this one. I don't know what they did. It sounded like a kid talking through some sort of a cone. You know how when we were kids, you would take the toilet paper roll or the bounty roll and you'd talk into it in a fan. Luke, I am your father. Yeah. And so really it was like, no, I am your father. But you know what I'm saying? When you're a kid, it's like you're just trying to sound like Vader. And it just, the game just was a waste of time. Waste of time, waste of money. I hope that going forwards they can really do better. And I hope that they make some actual Star Wars projects that are worth $300 million. I'll tell you what, I think that we're all waiting for Star Wars Eclipse. I think we're also all waiting for an open world bounty hunter game where you can choose your character. You can choose who you want to play as. Male, female, alien, what do you want? You can choose your suit. You can customize your character. This is where fans fall in love with stuff. Customization. We're all different, right? So when you're playing a video game, it's very important to feel very connected to the character, and you can do that either through story or also by making the character kind of look like you. Like build your own character, make it the features how you want, customize it. It's like your car, pimp my ride, make it how you want. It's the same thing. So I think that there's a very easy learning curve for these game developers. Just look at Fallen Order, look at Jedi Survivor, phenomenal games, fantastic games that did a great job. They made so much money, and yet this game failed big time. Apparently now I'm seeing they only did 1 million copies sold, which I mean, on a $160 price tag, they're making bank, but still, they didn't even break half even because that's Canadian. So what is that in American dollars? It's like 120, 130 bucks, 129, something like that, USD. So I think that's, you know, and nobody, not that many people probably bought it 3 days before. So then the game dropped to like what, $100. So, you know, the game probably made them like 80 million to 90, 100 or 100 million. And that means they lost about $200 million on the game. There wasn't enough advertising on it. The game did not look pristine. It did not look clean, it didn't have nice graphics. The character was lame. Nobody was invested. The story was lame. Nobody was invested. The gameplay sucked. It was lazy. It was half-baked. It was put together very poorly and just copy-pasted a whole bunch of environments. And that was it. The game really could have been much better, I feel like. But at the same time, nobody asked for this. Nobody wanted this game. The exciting parts about the game were the space battles were fun. That was like a direct copy, like a copy paste of Battlefront space battles, basically. But beyond that, there was nothing really great about the game at all. I didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed hanging out with you guys and, you know, the potential of being able to play something new, that knowing that Vader's going to show up some point and react to that. But I ain't playing this game anymore. I think it's an absolute waste of money. And I hope that they make better Star Wars games going forwards because it's a huge market and they know that they can make billions with a B. The gaming industry is the biggest entertainment industry in the world. It is bigger than music. It is bigger than movies. It is bigger than shows. And I believe that. I believe people want to really invest in games, invest their time into games, and fall in love with the games that they play. I think gaming is huge. So if they really start to make better stories and better games and actually care, we're all going to be happy, right? Investors are going to be like, yeah, we made a lot of money today. And we're going to be like, hey, we got a great Star Wars game. It's going to be a win all around, win-win. So love you guys. Hope you have a great day. TheorySabers.com. And I will see you all in the next video. Until then, remember, the Force will be with you always.